Hello everyone, welcome to Rip a Funnel Tuesday, where I'll be analyzing a marketing funnel end to end, starting from the ad copy and the offer. And then once I clicked on that ad, what were the different landing pages that I visited? And the last step is once I claimed the offer by filling out a form, what were the automations, follow-ups, emails, and phone calls that I received? Ultimately, everyone want to upsell a product, and today's case study is Community Kings, who did a great job giving away very solid content in order to drive a high ticket consultation item. Now, Community Kings is a company that sells appointment setting programs, training, and coaching. So if you're looking to generate more leads, you can check them out. I found them on Facebook, where the ad was running on the right side feed on my desktop. So it's quite limited in terms of real estate. It says appointment setters plus simple system equals high ticket gold rush. So I do get it. It's a system that I'm accessing, but I'm not sure if it's a downloadable, if it's a video, if it's booking a call with someone on the other side. I think the graphic could have explained this better, but it's not a big deal. I think the ad is efficient enough. The offer is almost clear. Now the link below does not include any UTMs once I click on the ad. And UTM tagging is important, especially if you have different copies, different graphics, and even different channels. So maybe this ad is running on Facebook and YouTube. How do I know which one is driving me the leads the best? So UTM tagging is really important. So that's it in terms of the ad. When I clicked on it, let's check the landing page. It's a downloadable document. Not much going on. It's a very short, compact page. No branding, no menu, no social proof. Straight to the point. Clear headline and what am I getting? And the form is not embedded. It's actually a button that I have to click in order for me to get access to this. It might be a third-party form, which is why it was done that way. But now if I fill in my information, I'll show you how can I access the document. All right, here we go. Step 2. So now all of a sudden there's a step 2 I wasn't aware of because the first page did not include step 1. And on here there's no PDF, a 1 minute 30 seconds video by the founder, which is great. I really love thank you pages, usually underrated. But what they're doing here is a great strategy to driving people to their community. So the button right here is not actually getting the PDF, which I originally signed up for, is driving me to their Facebook community. They have about 6,800 members, actively posting weekly, doing live events. And I do recommend you use Facebook group to drive community engagement, to build members, and to even create things like courses, videos that could only be accessed if you're part of the community. Now, I do know Facebook is changing some of their rules on how you access groups. So by the time you watch this, this strategy could have changed. So you have to be informed. But overall, I love Facebook groups. You can create it in a few minutes and get started with the community. So no excuses. All right. Now, in terms of the PDF, instead of giving me access to it, the strategy here is they send me a thank you email. And as thank you email, it includes a link to the downloadable. That's a great way to drive email engagement instead of an automatic redirect, right? The more people open and click, the more Gmail and friends like the marketer. So do that strategy, or I recommend that strategy if you are running downloadable PDFs or documents. All right, now that we covered the landing pages, which were simple 2 pages so far, there are actually more that pop up through the email. So let's look at the sequences that I received. Over the course of 2 weeks, I got 9 emails. So they are quite active, and you have to, in order for you to build that rapport, trust, and sell your high ticket item. All right, so if you're talking about almost 2.5 weeks, on average, an email every 3 days, more or less. All right, so let's look at the emails. The anatomy of it from the outside is that he's using himself as the brand, not a company or generic email. So great way to do that right here. Another thing in terms of the subject line, none of them were personalized except for the last one, which was sent today. However, the pre-header, which is this grayed out area right here, were actually personalized in many instances. So do not leave the headers at the mercy of the email client, because instead of seeing something like this, you're probably going to see some random characters. No use of emojis, but it's okay. I think the strategy here is different. I do like emojis in subject lines because it stands out in the inbox. Now let's look or skim through them overall from the outside. Download, okay. Access granted to the mini course. So you see the first item was the document, then the mini course, then an additional bonus, then more resources, and now they're starting pitching the product. So they sent 4 or 5 resources before they started pitching the high ticket item. All right, then there's a Christmas offer, a client interview. This is more kind of soft selling. And then right here, we're live for an event. So I do like how versatile the copy. I've often seen marketers just stuck in a loop where they have one PDF and all they do is just push people to the PDF and then push people to the calendar to book an appointment. I think you should be providing constant value through non-salesy emails and then eventually pitch what you have. Let's look at the body or the copy itself. It's not full width. What it looks like designed inside an email client, which they're using ActiveCampaign for, and their headers are all buttoned up. Again, if you're using an email client, SPF, DKIM, DMARC are important to get set up. Now, in terms of the copy, no personalization in the body. I think they should have spent a little bit more effort on this. But this is just a thank you, and the bottom is fully compliant, so make sure you have unsubscribe and your address there. Click to download the PDF, and again, the Facebook group. All right. The PDF was actually pretty solid, about 15 pages long, and I do know, or working with so many businesses throughout the years, is that if you have built enough expertise, you can condense a 15-page document very easily, and it does not need too much design and overthinking. You can see the format. It's probably just a simple PDF. No fancy graphics, basic colors and headers. All right, let's skim through the rest because we have 9 emails. Right here it says, read through this email to get access to the appointment setting playbook mini course. So that's upselling the mini course, which I believe was housed right here, the course content. There's a tab for the course where I have to fill out a form and get a Kajabi login. So there are some API integrations to give me access to the course platform they're using. Okay, maybe it's just a strategy to drive more Facebook engagement, or I could have just simply gotten some generic Kajabi logins. Anyways, moving on. Right here we have additional bonus. It says appointment setting playbook. I actually already got access to this, so maybe it's just a repetitive email. Here, 8 highly actionable free training pulled together from client acquisition. When I click on this, I actually get to an extra course or extra material. I have to fill out another form to download. So now that is the 3rd landing page. So we have the first one, the thank you, and then an additional page with more information or more resources, sorry. All right, now the pitch begins, introducing someone who started making good profit through their program. And on the bottom, they're asking me if I want to click on a link to book a call with their team. And it's a simple calendar iframe. You can embed it on a landing page. And here is where they put their social proof, right? Social proof can be quite important. And the more you have, the more people will actually trust you and they will be willing to book a call, right? So this is why you find more social proof normally on the booking page that you might find on the initial offer page. And building a case study, your case studies from the get-go is really important. So interview the clients you're working with and they're finding success on the platform. We do have in VBOUT a case study framework that we shared through our course. Feel free to drop me a message and I'll give you access to the course. All right, the rest is simply kind of trying to push me again to book a call. And at this point, it becomes slightly repetitive except for this Christmas offer. And they use Facebook really well in terms of having a post that gets removed after, so it's sort of expiring. And finally, you have the last one, which is a live event. I like pop-up events for taking Q&As, sharing last-minute content, but now these live events could be scheduled through certain platforms, right? You can pre-record a video, you can schedule it to go out live, so you have a live environment, but the video is actually pre-recorded. You can explore these type of solutions and be on standby if someone asks any questions, but obviously the video itself will not be addressing the question. So the person who is speaking will not be able to answer questions live, which that's the element that's missing in that particular user experience. All right, one quick thing here, guys, that I forgot to mention is that the emails that I received were not from communitykings.com. They were from a completely different domain, which threw me off a little bit in the beginning because I wasn't sure if that's the brand I signed up for. I do feel consistency in email senders is important because it seems like it's a different brand, or the person have a makeshift temporary page that could be taken down, and that's why it's not a consistent built up domain. Overall, I give this funnel about 7.5 to 8. Not the content, but overall the progress of downloadable PDF, a mini course, more resources, case studies, and then upselling me on the high ticket item. This is it, guys. If you like these segments, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you next week on an upcoming segment.